Hello guys, welcome to another edition of Daily Blues here on 100% Chelsea. All the latest transfer news to do with Chelsea Football Club, and I'm afraid this transfer news is starting to come to an end. By tomorrow there will be no more transfer news. Tomorrow is deadline day here in the UK, but all over Europe deadline day is officially about to close now, or within the next hour in some other countries. But we're going to go over it. And to join me, we have the usual. We have Tony, Daniel, and Louis.
Hello.
Hello, guys. You all right?
And first things first, I want to say thank you guys for last night. You know, for covering Daily Blues, which was pretty cool. I have to say, Daniel told me to check the bit out about Arsenal, and I saw that bit onwards, and it was hilarious. So, guys, well done.
Enjoyed that. That was fun.
Yeah, it looked it. It did look it. But we're going to go over what happened today in terms of transfers. And we all know it's kicked off for other clubs, but it hasn't really kicked off for us. We've ended up, after being linked with Pogba, after being linked with Stones, at one point Griezmann, we have signed a defender from Nantes for how much? 3.5 million? And his name is...
4 million, and it's the
Djilobodji.
There you go, that's the one.
Well, I heard it was 2.7, and it
I
was
heard that first.
BBC, it says 4 million, I think. Let me just check it. Yeah, 4 million. 4 million for Djilobodji.
I mean, this could. I mean, I'm not going to get everyone's hopes up and go, what an amazing deal, because, you know, flipping heck, we wanted Djilobodji. We didn't. But I did mention this in my my analysis, my tactical analysis from earlier on, which I hope you guys enjoyed.
Eunice Neville.
But I did say some African blood would be good. And when I found out who this Djilobodji was, and I checked, you know, where he's playing and where he's from Senegal, and he's in the national team, and I think that could be a good addition. You know, why not? You guys, do you know anything about Djilobodji, Tone?
no. No, but I guess there won't be too many people getting the name on the back of their shirts, you know.
It would cost a lot, wouldn't it?
But no, actually, funny enough, I read somewhere, a bit tongue-in-cheek, nicknamed Pebbles, and someone said Jose signs Pebbles because he can't get Stones.
That is funny. But I don't know. Dan, do you know anything about Djilobodji?
No. I think just to make sure we get the name right, let's just call this guy either
Let's call him
Rodney,
DD.
Or Chaz or something like that.
Let's
And we
call
can
him-
have Chaz
Yes,
and Dave.
right.
We can have
Yes,
Chaz and
right.
Dave.
Well,
Let's be honest. We can have
let's call
Chaz and Dave, or we can call him Rodney. You know. So let's
Oh,
make.
wait, John Terry just asked, can I just say his name in an African accent? Eunice, can I do it, please?
Go for it.
Hello, my name is Papi Djilobodji.
Alright, that's we'll keep it at that. We don't want to start any.
I'm not going to go that far. Anyway, no, what I was going to say was I've been getting tweets all day.
Stay off that one.
I've had mixed reports from different people. People actually from France have said to me that he ain't that good of a player. And I've heard different reports. Apparently, the majority of people related to the club can't believe that Chelsea have actually gone in for this player. He's about the level of apparently like a Sunderland or Norwich apparently. But I said on Twitter earlier I didn't know anything about Zuma before we signed him, and look how he turned out. So
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, Zuma is a younger player. I'm sure he was tipped to be a good defender. So, but this Djilobodji he's 26 years old. Someone said to me he's a more experienced Kurt Zuma, but then I saw a good counterpoint to that said, well, if you look at Kurt Zuma, he's played in bigger games for Chelsea. So,
I mean, no, you make a good point. You know, Zuma is a prime example, and that's why I don't want people to just write this guy off. We don't know about him, so you can't say he's crap or, you know, he's not going to do well because you don't know anything about him. You know, he could turn out to be a blinding centre back. Who knows? Louis, do you know anything about Djilobodji?
No.
All I know is that he's 26 or 27.
Let's do a bit of background, because obviously everyone thinks all my knowledge is based on FIFA. So let's just have a look. Djilobodji. Hold on, wait.
Djilobodji.
How do you spell it? Eunice, try and spell it. Go on, I dare you.
It's Djilobodji.
Let's stop the accent.
FIFA, I'm not doing the accent. Right, FIFA 15. Okay, is an overall 78 and 83 potential. He's quite fast for a centre back. 73 acceleration with 77 sprint speed. So pretty good. 86 rated sliding tackle and 79 rated standing tackle. Seems like he's a solid guy. That's what he does.
I mean, no, listen, someone sent a picture to the Twitter, to 100% Chelsea Twitter, and it had his FIFA stats, and he's got 2 90s, I think, or 95 or 93. It's ridiculous. I think it's his aggression and his strength. I think it is. So when I saw that, I thought a Mourinho player straight away.
Wow.
I think he'll fit into the team. No problem.
Who bases stuff off of FIFA now?
Yeah, well. Hey, when you don't know someone, you got to go to FIFA or you got to go to Football Manager. But no, to be honest, I think Football Manager is a bit more accurate. Actually, a lot more accurate. Clubs actually use Football Manager.
Really?
Yes, stats from Football Manager are used by some clubs, not all. I'd say not the top end clubs, I don't think. But
do you reckon Barnet use it to try and sign people?
Say again.
People try and use it for Barnet, like Barnet, Accrington, Stanley, maybe that's that sort of thing.
Yeah, probably.
I'm getting Football Manager now. I've never played it. I got bored of it. I got it when I was about 8 and didn't understand it, but
Well, I mean, I guess it could be a good signing at the end of the day, who knows? But it's nowhere near the amount of money we were looking to spend. It turns out to be about between 2 and 4 million. Stones is dead. That's definitely not happening now. I mean, Martinez has come out with more statements saying he didn't mean to hand the transfer request. Any comments about that, guys?
Just covering the tracks, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just, do you know what? The whole thing's, to me, that's just pathetic. If he honestly thinks for any minute that John Stones, he didn't mean to do it, but he handed it in anyway. I mean, come on. Yeah. I mean, we're not stupid, yeah. Let's just to try and save a bit of face for the kid, because now he realises he's got to stay at Everton and they've got to, protect him and this, that, and the other. But I mean, it's if they expect us to believe that,
Yeah.
But what I don't understand, if we're going to do something like obviously go into the transfer window in the way we have, I mean, surely couldn't we have used Callas?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, why feel the need? I mean, we've all agreed that in the games that he's played, he's done all right. It's been very impressive.
Yeah.
I don't really see the need, and but then again, none of us know anything about the player, and it might turn out to be a little rough diamond. Yeah,
it could be. It could be.
Mm.
I think with our defensive issues, I said this earlier on, I think this deal could possibly pave the way for Ivanovic to finally get dropped.
Yes! Sorry.
Finally get dropped.
Oh, my God.
Aspie shifts over to the right, Babel's on the left, got another backup. It might work.
You don't need to sign a player to do that, though, do you? To be fair, I mean, you just need to play the player that we've bought. My argument is if he was good enough to be on the bench, he's fit enough to play, and if he's fit enough to play, then play him. And if everyone can see the problem on the right, and obviously Ivanovic, then why don't we make those changes right from the very, it's been useless all season. I mean, I mentioned last night, Eunice. I don't know if you had a chance to watch it, but I did read somewhere that he was involved somewhere in the whole Eva Carneiro situation. And maybe that's who knows? Maybe that's the reason behind. Because, listen, when I said like yesterday, we don't become rubbish overnight. We don't suddenly turn rubbish. We don't have the best defensive record, or and have a superb defence, and then all of a sudden it all goes to rag shit. Yeah. I'm not having none of that. I mean, there's definite issues, and I just feel that I think Mourinho in the early part, instead of making those 3 substitutions all in one hit, very early on, I would have had far more respect. And I'm going over old ground here, but far more respect if he'd have put Azpilicueta where he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be there, yeah? He's not supposed to be on the left side. You know, Ivanovic is a centre-back. He's not supposed to be on the right side, yeah? So why don't we, obviously, everyone can see the same thing. We can't all be mad. We can't all be idiots, yeah? We're talking Jose Mourinho here. So in the first 10, 15, 20 minutes or whatever, I'd have looked at that and gone, do you know what? This is just not working. I'm going to be big enough and brave enough to say, hey, I've made a mistake, and I'm going to play the player that I've signed on, you know, and put him on the park, and then all of a sudden their defence would look a lot more solid. That's me personally. You know, I think our defence is okay. We just got to get back to what we were doing best, you know. I think Gary Neville's got it bang on. I think all our players need a slap. Seriously, a slap across the face, right? You know, wake up, boys, yeah?
Tony's going to go and slap them all across the face.
Well, you know, I'll do the job if they want me to, but I just feel like, okay, that, you know, there's a lot of overreaction about everything, right? I just think, like, those players have got to get a grip, and they basically got to, you know, all pull together and say, look, hang on a minute, we're champions here, you know?
Yeah.
We're not fighting for the shirt, you know? And me personally, we don't know about this player. Okay, we've signed him. He must be half okay. I mean, let's be honest. Jose, you know, he's not going to sign someone he doesn't think's not going to do a job. And he's 26, so he's peaking, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's international, so you know, we don't know. But
if you look at the players that we have on loan, though, I mean, like you were saying, there are players that we could have brought in for the job and practically cost the same amount of money. So, you know, someone who could go for the left-back slot, if we did shift Dave over, you've got Aki. There's people,
absolutely.
Yeah, there are people here that I don't even know we had. It's literally, I'm sitting there going, what? And then you've got Patrick Bamford as a striker that we could have on the bench. Izzy Brown, who did all right for us when he played last season. Christensen, I've never really had, you know, I've never really rated him. Let's go. This could take me a while, isn't it? Callas, do that right back, slugger and centre back. Omuru, who I've always said. Pasalic could do that holding midfield job. Marco Van Ginkel.
I mean, no. To be honest, if you were to read out every single name that we have on loan,
some great players.
You'd be here till tomorrow morning.
Well, they're not all here.
Exactly.
Not
exactly. We've got a whole squad on loan. Literally. It's unbelievable.
We just need to wake up, you know, and get back to, you know, they all need to just, I don't know, just Neville's right. They all need a bit of a wake up call. Look, come on.
Well, I mean, comments that came out today around Jose Mourinho, it was very reassuring when I heard them, at least. He brought back the eggs. I don't know if you guys heard, but he brought back the eggs. You remember when he spoke about eggs in his first time at Chelsea?
Grades of eggs, isn't it? And
yeah, class 1, class 2, class 3 eggs. Trouble. Yeah. Well, he's brought back the eggs. He said, "I've got wonderful eggs in Zuma, in Ruben, and in Kennedy." And he said these eggs are developing really, really well. He's just going on about eggs again. But he said that changes will have to be made now, and loyalty has to be thrown out the window. He's no longer going to stick with players just because of loyalty, but he's going to have to change things up if players are not on form, which is good. I wanted to hear that because these players are proving that they're quality.
I don't think that's good at all. Do you know why I don't think that's good? Yeah, I think that's the sort of thing you say to the players behind closed doors. I don't think there's any need to even mention that. It's just another reason for everyone to take the piss, you know. And it really annoys me, the whole thing, you know. Just always, why bring it up? Why is there a need to bring it up? Why not say that to the players? Why not pull them all together and say, listen, exactly what you've just said, but to them in private? Why is there a need to bring it out in the open? It just shows discontentment again.
Well, I don't know. I'm sure he has his reason. He didn't. He obviously he avoids to name anyone individually because a journalist did ask him.
His name don't players.
Can you name any player? And he went, I'm not going to do that. But he's very clear in saying that he's not happy and things have to change. So I don't know. I'm sure he has his reason. But to be honest, whether he says it in public or not, everyone knows things need to change. Players need to be changed. Things need to have a little shuffle. Everyone knows that, I think.
Yeah. What do you guys think? In terms of transfers and bringing people in. Then I mean, I know. I'm gonna bring it up, but Pogba. I know it might have gone a bit quiet. And it probably isn't going to happen now because it's too late. But they did sign, I think, another central midfield player today.
Yeah, they signed two. They signed Hernandez and they signed is it Lemani? Oh, I think his name's Lemani.
It was a merry-go-round, wasn't it? Wasn't it Inter? Didn't they? Was it Felipe Melo or something? Wasn't it? And then that allowed. It was like a merry-go-round, wasn't it? And when you see things like that, it does make you think, oh, maybe, But
I mean, the first one, that Lemani from Marseille that they signed is obviously they need midfielders, that's for sure. But when they signed Hernandez, Hernandez from
Inter,
that was the one that started raising questions. That people were going, hang on, this guy's a bit of quality. Is he just reinforcement, or is he, is there a chance for Pogba here? But to be honest, it's not happening, is it? Let's be real, it's not happening. The transfer window literally, it's got like half an hour for any paperwork to be submitted.
No, but we've still got tomorrow as well, haven't we? I mean, technically speaking, you can still.
Well, I mean, basically how it works. Anyone in Europe after 11 can't buy. That's it. They can only sell. They can only sell to anyone that still has their transfer window open. So
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that can only happen if Juve feel they have a replacement already. If they're trying to get someone from Chelsea, the deal's off.
Well, they're not, are they?
They are.
I mean, that's what's in the air. That's what no one knows. That's what no one knows. If they want someone from Chelsea, this needs to be done in the next half an hour.
It will be done,
and it's just cash, and they're happy with what they have, then it can go on to tomorrow.
I mean, no, but they've got some good players, haven't they? I mean, they've brought in Hernandez, in Khedira.
Yeah.
They've got this Lamina guy. Who?
Khedira's injured, isn't
he? Is he? I don't watch. I haven't been watching Italian football recently. I find it boring.
Good old Syria.
Sorry, what?
No, but
who scored?
Huh?
Who scored? Who? Oh, was it Sassuolo? Oh, okay. I'm going back to bed now.
No, I mean, basically that's how it's working now in terms of the transfer window and everyone else in Europe. They can't buy from 11 o'clock. They can only sell, and any English teams can do their deals up until tomorrow. But that's it. That's why I think this needs to be wrapped up within the next half an hour. If not, it's not happening. And it doesn't look like it's happening because there's been nothing flying about. Absolutely nothing. The only way this can happen is if a miracle happens and Chelsea go, all right, listen, here's 120 million, give us the player now, let's get this sorted. And yeah, that's not going to happen. So, what a great transfer window, lads!
Yay!
I don't know what's your feel. Are you worried, or are you sure we're going to pull through? Like, everything's going to be okay.
Me. Well, I'm a great believer in what you think about will come about. Positive thinking and and all that. I'm into that, and I think if we're all going down the negative route, then guess what? It's just going to bring more negativity.
I agree.
If you talk negative, if you are negative, or you act in a negative way, or you think negatively, all you're going to do is bring more negativity.
Yeah.
So listen, I know it's not been a great start. We know the pre-season's been not good, but the transfer window's not been good either. There's lots of things that aren't great, but let's look at things that are positive. Yeah. Okay. Let's say Pogba don't happen. All right. We've got Oscar. We keep Oscar. You know, Ramirez. That side was still good enough to win the league last year. Listen, when everything was going wrong with AVB and we thought the world was about to end, what come out of it? A Champions League,
That's
you know,
true.
and an FA Cup. I'll tell you what is happening, which is all positive. From tomorrow, I believe. I think it's over tomorrow. I'm going down there Wednesday. You've got the new exhibition about the stadium.
Yep.
Within the next 5 years, we're going to have the greatest stadium in England, possibly in Europe. You know, got 2 arms, 2 legs. We love Chelsea, and why not? You know, let's just be positive. You know, I'm sick of all this doom and gloom. Tell you the truth. Yeah, listen, I'll be disappointed if we don't get Pogba, because I believe Pogba was the missing link.
Yep.
But like I said, what you think about will come about. If you want to think crap and you want to think negativity, then go out there, do it, because that's what's going to come your way. Whenever you're feeling low in life, yeah, the more low you feel, the more negative thoughts you have, all you're going to do is bring on more negativity. Trust me. You know?
I feel like you just provided therapy. All of a sudden,
Well,
feeling better.
that's right. That's right. Seriously, because I'm a great believer in that. You know.
Yeah.
And like, to be fair, you know, we have to put things into perspective. Yeah, I mean, seriously, I mean, it's not been a great start. Everything's not great. Yeah, and things aren't going our way at this moment in time. And yeah, we are watching the 2 Manchesters, you know, flex their muscles a bit in the transfer window, especially Manchester City. Well, Man United today as well, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, they're spending a bit of money, but listen, Man United just lost to Swansea. All right, Man City are doing fantastically well. But hey, do you know what? So what? Let's just say, for example, we have a season here, right, where we finish 2nd or 3rd, or perhaps maybe even 4th, and we have a disaster, yeah? But we win an FA Cup, yeah? Let's just say, yeah? And then the following season, you know, we go and win the Champions League. You just have to put it into perspective here, yeah?
Yeah.
You know, we've got a really good side. We've got a very, very good side. We're just not at the races at the moment. So we need to have a massive injection of positivity, because those players won the league last year. And our first 11 is as good as any. So, you know. But let's just wait and see. I mean, tomorrow, we've still got 24 hours. Yeah? I still think that we're going to, you know, I don't think that's the end of it for us. I don't think it's just about a Senegal, you know, defender and that's us done. I think we'll go again.
You think?
Really do. Yeah, I do, yeah.
You got anyone in mind? Because Europe is closed. It's only England that's open.
But we can still buy, can't we, over there? It doesn't mean we can't buy.
Well, true, but it'll have to be all money
So
and
it's not closed, is it? It's
no
only
players,
closed.
no players involved.
Yeah, exactly. So that's great then, isn't it? So we keep, you know, we keep Oscar. I mean, everyone doesn't really want to get rid of Oscar.
Yeah.
You know, let's be put. Listen, do you know what? We could go to Everton, get a victory, smash up Arsenal. We've got a fantastic draw in the Champions League. How do you know this year? There, we might finish 3rd or 4th, but win the Champions League. Listen, we won the Champions League with not the best squad.
True. Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So, you know, let's get positive.
No, I agree. I mean, you know, we do have things to you know, focus on in a bright light, in a bright sense. I mean, yeah, we lost to Crystal Palace, but to be honest, even though that was a terrible game, we shouldn't be letting that sort of thing happen. A few positives where we really do need it right now has shown up. And in those positives, I bring up your likes of Loftus-Cheek and Kennedy and Falcao getting a goal. And we talk about depth, and these players who we didn't think would be good depth have shown up. You know, so I think that would be a positive to focus on. Dan, are you optimistic, or are you feeling a bit negative, or do you think our activity in the transfer window is finished? What's your view? Is he alive?
He's got it. Is it?
I don't know. It looks like it.
He don't look very positive.
he don't one bit. All right, thank you, Dan. On to Louis. We'll get back to Dan if he comes on. Go on, Louis.
Okay. I feel we needed to. Even if we didn't get Pogba, I feel Stones. I'm kind of gutted we haven't got Stones, because Stones is the ideal player, and I really really wanted him, but let's see how this guy does. I mean, we can't
Oh, dear me.
completely depressed about it. And I understand what you're saying about Tony. It's only 4 games in, and but the team just needs a boost. And I just feel bringing in a massive signing like John Stones, or a big marquee signing, would have given us a boost. And I mean, yeah, we did sign Pedro. Don't get me wrong, that's a marquee signing there. But a marquee signing in that heart of the defence, with partnering, John Stones with JT, or putting Zuma there, and then putting Stones can play it right back. And I mean, it's not his ideal position, but he would learn from JT and from that defensive block there, and then they would like Zuma and Stones could gel, and then you'd move them to the centre, and then it'll be like that. They could all gel together. But I do feel we would have needed another marquee signing. But I'm reading the comments here. We might be getting a marquee signing. Suma Karalaporti, transfer news, Spartak Moscow medic Victoria Gamiva linked with Chelsea and could replace Eva.
I mean, I saw that earlier on. But she's still with Spartak Moscow.
Oh my God!
How's that gonna happen?
Oh my God!
I know. No, don't get me wrong, guys. This Victoria lady, who's apparently she's a Chelsea fan, but she works as the physio over at Spartak Moscow. Let's just say if she was to become our physio, people would immediately forget about Eva.
Oh my God!
That's certain. And Louis' reaction right now pretty much shows where I'm coming from.
I'll tell you what's so my God here, though. I've received a tweet of a lad called Andy, Andie, at You Want Some. He sent me a picture of he sent me a picture of what the new stadium's going to look like. I don't know if you can see it, but I don't suppose you can. But I'll tell you what, that's something to be happy about, and that's something to be positive about.
Yeah, definitely.
It looks absolutely incredible.
I saw that.
We said all along, maybe, just maybe, for a couple of years, we might have to keep our powder dry. Like you said, we've got incredible amount of talent all over Europe, and loads of players out on loan, like you've mentioned, like Patrick Bamford and Nathan Ake and players like that, yeah? How do you know, that this is all about getting this stadium right, yeah? And then once the stadium's built, then we spend massive, yeah? In other words, this is what it's all been about. It's just so maybe we just have to bite the bullet a little bit, do you know what I mean? Just and accept it for what it is. But we've got a fantastic squad, there's no reason why we shouldn't be challenging for the Premier League again, so
agreed.
I just think we should just need to put things into perspective a little bit. It's a terrible start, it's a terrible pre-season, but let's let's judge it in the next 10, 12 weeks,
I
agree. I mean, it's felt like an utter meltdown, and it's been 4 games.
But it doesn't feel right, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel. That's why I was really annoyed the other day. I mean, we all love him, but he's so stubborn. And he's sometimes like. I saw a comment saying that Chelsea fans don't care about loyalty when I was talking about loyalty. I am loyal. It's great that they're loyal. It's great to do that. But there comes a time and a place when loyalty has to be put aside, and you sort of, right, this guy needs a rest. This guy needs to be taken out of the team, and put someone else in.
Yeah.
That's Aspilicueta over. Baba Rahman in the middle. Zuma and Terry. I personally think, Cahill looks a bit shaky unless he's partnered. I don't know what it is, but anybody who's not partnered with JT never looks as good. However, I think Zuma's already better than Cahill. So I'd start Zuma personally and let him develop, and have Cahill on the bench personally. That's what I would do.
I mean, to be fair, as we've said, it's been 4 games, and you're right, Louis, in saying it just doesn't feel right. As I said in my video about tactics and all of that, I did say it kind of felt like we're back in the late 90s. It's just you're getting that feeling that we're just not really fighting for, you know, first or even top four. We're just lingering. But again, it's really early days, and even though now we're 8 points behind City, that's quite a gap. Even though it's really early, that's quite a gap. You know, we need City to like lose 3 or 4 games now minimum to be able to even claw our way back there. I don't know. Do you see like City, for example, going the whole season as they are at the moment, just, you know, cruising? Or do you think we'll get back into it? Are you sure that our squad will pull through? It's just a little blip at the beginning, because I hope it is.
It better be a little blip. It better be a little blip. I think we will pull through. You know, let's. You're right. You know, it is only 4 games in. But I think we will pull through this. But it's just a case of now we have a lot of ground to make up. And what I was saying in the summer, you know, about being worried with us, you know, doing a City, and I was saying I hope we don't do a City. I hope we don't do a City with our transfer dealings and how we start the season. What it has happened, and you know, I am sitting there going, what is going on right now? And it just feels strange to be put in a City fan's shoes. I mean, we switched roles. They're straight out of the blocks this season. We were straight out of the blocks last season. You know, it's.
Yeah, but they caught us. You know.
They did exactly. Which is why I'm saying we have to be optimistic.
Well, that's right. I mean, I don't think we should get too wrapped up in it yet. You know, I mean, it's like I said, it's not fantastic, you know, but we've all got to pull together. I think we have, you know, and we're not playing our part either as supporters, you know. And like I said last night.
Yeah, definitely.
Not being funny. What are we going to do? Turn up, you know, for the next home game, and you know, go on in, go and entertain us. Oh, well done, you scored. You know, come on, we've got to get behind them. You know that. You know that's what I'm saying. We win at Everton.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, the way the Chelsea away support's much better than home support, because it is, you know. No, go on.
Well, don't get me wrong. Like, most home grounds do tend to not be as good as your away fans. That's pretty much any club except Crystal Palace. But okay, I'm going to put Crystal Palace in a separate tier here. But we're at a level, even at home now, where it's true. It's too quiet. It's too quiet, and I don't understand why. Now, I do get there's the Matthew Arden, and there's the Shed, and especially in the Matthew Arden, you do get that adult section where there's no kids. Silent. And it's you know, it's crazy in there. Which is good.
No, this weekend it was so quiet. It was ridiculous.
Really?
It was so quiet.
I mean, why? Why are Chelsea fans going to Stamford Bridge and just going, yeah, you know what, we're just gonna sit here? Well, I was sitting in the West Stand, and for 90 minutes I was getting stressed because I was just looking around me and everyone. There was only one guy who's pretty much 2 rows below me, and he was just yelling his heart out, and no one else was doing the same. And I'm thinking, why? You're here to support your team.
The West Stand's awful.
You're not watching a movie.
I don't like the West Stand. I really don't. It's too quiet. It's too prawn sandwiches for me. I don't.
It is, yeah.
You know, I know you sit there, Tone, but whenever I've sat there, it has been prawn sandwiches. It has been, oh, excellent pass, well done. And sitting there going, come on, let's start a song. Let's start singing. You try and start, and it just. Nothing happens.
It does get going. It does get going when I mean, someone's got to take the lead, and that's why I said, you know, like Matthew Harding, you know, when you know, Shed and give us a song, and then the Shed goes up, and everyone goes up, and then over to the, you know, to the West Stand and into the East Stand, and then, you know, we all go up in unison. But there's lots more that's got to be done than that. Yeah, that's just basic stuff. Yeah. You've just got to look at, you know, us as a football club now. Yeah. 30% of that stadium is not going to make a noise regardless.
Yeah.
Regardless. They're just not going to. They're just not going to. You know, and you know, so, I mean, like I said, I want a proper debate on this, yeah? And I mean, to the point where I just don't, I mean, we half touched on it, yeah, you know, last night I did. I went into one a bit about it. But I think it's not just for 100% Chelsea. I'd even take it to Chelsea Football Club itself, because, you know, and have that debate with them. Try and help them. Try and, you know, talk to them, because
speaking of that,
I think we need to pioneer something on the lines of what goes on in Germany.
Yeah, I agree. But sorry to interrupt you guys, but right, Ren's Crammond I'd sing for 90 minutes straight. I've been a junior with no income, so I rarely get Matthew Harding lower tickets. That's an issue. It is that we're literally people my age being priced out of games, and I'm lucky enough to to be able to go to them. But it's just.
Well, the average age of people going to Stamford Bridge is in their 40s, right? So that's a fact. They've done a study, right? Okay, right. So yeah, it is overpriced for kids. And look, you know what I said last night, right? I honestly believe with the new stadium, I'd seriously give 6,000 to 7,000 tickets to the youth, right? And I'd charge them £10. Because I don't think match day revenue, right, is really the be all and end all no more. Right, not for clubs like Chelsea and United and so forth. Yeah, it's more down the corporate side, the commercial side, and that's where they're heavily going on this new stadium, by the way. But I'd personally give 7,000 tickets cheap to the youngsters. Yeah, and I'll give them a base inside that football club, and I'd go over to Germany and I'd go and look how it's done over in Schalke and Bayern Munich, and because they are one. As a family, they are one. Trust me. See, in this country, it's all about money. It's all about, Germany, seriously, they've had many opportunities to put the prices up of their tickets, and they don't. And they won't. Because they have an affinity with their football club, It is part, like I said, when I went over to Schalke, everyone knows the name Schalke. No one knows the name of the town, Gelsenkirchen. No one knows that name. Right, because it's all about Schalke. And when you go to that place, you'll find that everywhere you go, it's all blue and white. Schalke Supporters Club, Schalke, this, Schalke that, Schalke. It's live, eat, sleep, drink, Schalke. And it's the same with Bayern Munich and Dortmund. Look at that yellow wall, man. Seriously. I mean, you've got to look at those, Germany, with a little bit of envy and say, wow, if ever there's a country that's got it absolutely bang on, it's Germany. So if I was the club, I would go, do you know what? We do a lot with the light shows and the flags and the music and what we try and do. And let's be honest, Chelsea dress that stadium. It's not our fans. Chelsea, the football club do.
That's
right,
true, yeah.
Okay. But I would seriously go one step further and I go, look, do you know what? We're going to be the first. We're going to do something here. Because see them corporates up there, they probably pay another £50 if they could have that experience and see an end full of colour and noise and everything else. And they would. Trust me, because after the game against Crystal Palace, like I said to you, as I was walking out, I looked up and in that tier where Abramovich sits and all the VIPs, they were video recording and snapping away at the Crystal Palace fans at the end. Because you can't help but look. And it is part of the spectacle of coming to football. You see those people, they don't mind paying £500, £600, £700, £900 a game or whatever it is, because they're coming for the whole spectacle, yeah? And that's why, let's be honest, European nights are special, because you get the likes of the German fans and, like Galatasaray when they come here.
Oh, that was amazing.
It's amazing. I mean, that is what it's all about. That's why I love, seriously, Champions League all day long over the Premier League for me, because you've got that European feel to it, yeah? And I'm sorry when I say this, and like I said, I get to see a lot of stadiums. And I'm telling you now, Stamford Bridge, right, is shocking, yeah? But it's not by no means the worst. You're right. There's probably another 10, 12. Listen, Old Trafford's not great. The Emirates is an absolute. That's quieter, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So it's not like I'm picking on. I'm just saying I'm passionate about this. I want to see Stamford Bridge rocking, and I want drums, and I want Let's give it over to the youth. It's all about the youth.
In terms of that, sorry to interrupt you, but Harsh sent me this yesterday. It's from the Bayern president, so Uli Hoeneß, I think his name is. Says we could charge more than £104. Let's say we charge 300. We get 2 million more in income, but what's 2 million to us? In a transfer discussion, you argue about the sum for 5 minutes, but the difference between £104 and £300 is huge for a fan. We do not think that fans are like cows who you milk. Football has got to be for everybody. That's the biggest difference between us and England. And he's right.
Bloody hell, yeah, it's exactly that. It is exactly that. And I've even heard in Germany, apparently there's government subsidies, which is why the tickets do tend to be so cheap, and especially season tickets are so cheap.
And what they do, Eunice, right, and when you go to overseas, when you go to Germany, there's someone saying I'm a Schalke fan. No, I'm not. But you've got to admire the way they do things, yeah. Not just them, but Dortmund and Bayern and everything else. What they do over there is they have these little cards units, yeah, right? And you purchase a card for so many euros, yeah, and you only use the card inside the stadium. So all your drinks, all your food, all your merchandise, you know, it's like you're just one big family, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And just honestly, I implore Chelsea to be the first club in England to go over there, you know, and have a look at how it's run and go, do you know what? We're building a new stadium. We want something different here. This is going to be the cathedral of football. So let's have a cauldron of noise. So the best way to do it, let's almost not hire the noise, but let's have it, you know, let's get the youth in. Let's give them subsidised tickets. Let's make them part of Chelsea. Let's subsidise how they're going to make these European nights and special, and that's the future, mate. I tell you.
I remember coming in as a kid. I think the first Champions League game I went to was when we beat Barcelona 1-0. And, you know, I remember just the atmosphere was so special because, you know, because the first time I went in, I've never seen it before. There was all the flags and stuff, you know, you had the flags. And I remember they were giving those scarves on the seats and stuff. And just everything just all came together. And, you know, the atmosphere was buzzing. Then we beat them 1-0. And it was just absolutely amazing. It's not like that anymore. I mean, I know I sit in a different stand. That was the family section. But I sat in the Matthew Harding. And it's just, you know, the flags still come out. But, you know, you don't see many people wave them anymore. And, you know, it's just sort of a bit like, we need something new. We need something different. And I feel like it's great having the banners and stuff, but something like what Dortmund have, that wall, is it called the Iron Wall? I'm not sure what it's called.
No, it's called the Yellow Wall. It's called the Yellow Wall.
There you go. Right. So the Yellow Wall. And, you know, it's just,
you know,
that show.
There's thousands of Englishmen, right, that go over to Germany because they're sick of the atmosphere in this country. They go over there to experience it. And, you know, I just think that we could learn so much from how it's done over there, you know. But let's be honest now, ticket prices. The reason why they can freeze ticket prices is this is not their biggest source of revenue, no more. Yeah, there's so many other things. Look at the TV deals, the corporate side. That's where football clubs make their money. So they could really make a stance here and go, do you know what? We're going to give that section of the ground to the youth. That's your end. And do you know what we're also going to do? In that 3-tier basement, where we're going to house the megastore and the archive room and the museum, we're going to give the youth their own area. Because that's what they do over there. So they're part of the club. So they're inside the stadium and they're making it happen.
That's true.
You know? Because that's what they really, that's what they've kind of done at Palace. You know, but why don't Chelsea take it one step further? You know, we've got to look at ways to improve things. You really have, yeah.
I agree, because it does all help in helping Stamford Bridge to, you know, at one point Stamford Bridge was a fortress, as I keep saying. You know, it's a place where teams come to and they know they're not going to leave with a win. It's just not going to happen. They already, before the game started, that they know that they're not going to win, and that is gone, and that needs to come back. And I think atmosphere does help a lot in backing the team. It helps a lot in improving the atmosphere. It helps a lot in getting the players confident. You know, knowing that they got the whole stadium behind them. You know, why not? I just don't understand why fans go to a stadium and just choose not to sing.
Well, you know, when I sit, so I'm in the Matthew Harding usually, but you know, sometimes I have to sit in other places. Like I sat in the shed once or twice. I sat in the shed for the Cardiff game actually. That was an experience, and you know, but when you sit in the West Stand or when you sit in the East Stand.
Yeah.
I sat in the East Stand for the Atletico Madrid game where we lost 3-1, and you were almost afraid to sing because of the way the stewards were patrolling. And literally, if you stood up to look up, excuse me, so can you sit down, please? Just the whole time. If you stood up to watch, when everyone stood up, you go to one person and say, right, sit down, and you know you couldn't do anything. I know I was speaking to Tom at the weekend, and he was saying, you know, we sing our hearts out where I sit, and it's like, well, you know, it's just a shame that when I've sat in the East Stand, it's been more than one occasion, and when I've sat in the West Stand, West Stand nobody wants to sing when I've sat there. I know you guys do, time, but I've usually, if I can't get a ticket and it's in the West Stand, it's usually in the West Upper. But
this is my first seat. I've said I moved my I was always in the shed lower, mate. It's only this year I moved it. So
Yeah. But it's like you almost feel afraid to sing, and I just feel, they kind of need to pull back maybe a little bit. I just heard you. What's going on, Eunice? Has something interesting happened?
No. I mean, Dan,
it's down there, by the way. It's down there.
Yeah, it's
Can
down
you
there.
hear me? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
we can.
Looks like someone out of Thunderbirds, doesn't it?
All right, Daniel, give us your view on this whole atmosphere issue that we're facing.
It's a massive debate, of course, and we've had 3 or 4 Daily Blues kind of discussions on this.
Yeah.
It's a massive one. I think a lot has to come down to ticket pricing and how big of an issue that is, especially for younger people. And I said last night that I don't think it's just a Chelsea thing. Like, I don't think Chelsea will just instantly take down the ticket prices. I think it's a thing that all fans from all clubs have to rally against, like the Premier League, to try and force ticket prices to go down. And I think that can improve atmosphere. Chelsea have made great strides in trying to improve the atmosphere, but that can only go so far, And the problem is the atmosphere against the big teams is really good, but we want it. I mean, you're never gonna. I don't think you'll ever have a situation where every week that we're gonna have just an amazing atmosphere. I think it's gonna be difficult with the way football is in this country and the way it's going to create that sort of atmosphere week in, week out. But I think we can make better improvements to our atmosphere.
Yeah. I mean, that's totally fair. I mean, at the end of the day, we can end up, this debate could go on for ages. But we've also got the new stadium to look at. We'll see what happens there. In terms of what we got at the moment, I think fans should just honestly come up with something together. I agree. The drums and the whole Bundesliga sort of way of going forward is probably the only way to get real attention onto our fans and make everyone else in the country go, you know what? Look, Chelsea have come up with a good idea here. Let's all do it. And I think that'll improve the whole country. But moving on, obviously the transfer window is obviously about to close all over Europe. I want to get some of your perspective on signings that have happened. I mean, we've got the whole De Gea thing, and it looks like he's actually going to Madrid now. But United are getting Navas in return, which is another goalkeeper. Not being completed, but what's your view on that on De Gea? 25 million plus Navas. Think that's worth it? Tone?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really care. I'm not being horrible, but I don't. I mean, listen, I always felt that deal was going to happen. Right at the last minute. It's like almost flirting with each other, weren't they? For weeks and weeks.
I mean, you could have
it's about right, isn't it? It's about right, isn't it? They're losing a great goalkeeper,
Very, yeah.
Really, and how many points does he save them? I mean,
I mean, look at the weekend. Remember?
Yeah, they're gaining a decent, decent enough player. I don't know. It's probably about right, isn't it?
Yeah,
I guess so. I mean, personally, I'm not a United fan, so I don't care. But I would have. I guess. I think if I was a United fan, I'd be a bit distraught that I'd lost a keeper.
True. I mean, to be fair, this isn't actually 100% done yet. It's just, Sky have confirmed that the deal has apparently been agreed, but paperwork needs to be submitted on time. That hasn't been done yet. About to close.
I'm more interested, actually, in this rumour about Griezmann. Is it Griezmann or something? Or there's a rumour floating about...
They're false. I've just done some background.
Are they? Okay.
I mean, that's never going to happen. It'd be hilarious. But I mean, the other one that caught attention was Martial from Monaco.
Yeah, well,
He's 19 years old, and apparently the fee was 36 million. But now... sources and everyone is saying that the whole deal is 80 million euros for a 19-year-old. That's ridiculous.
Yes.
Ridiculous. I mean, Sir Alex Ferguson at one point used to say, I think it was Moura from PSG, Lucas Moura, and he wanted to go for him, but he ended up rejecting the whole idea because he said paying 45 million for a 19-year-old is ludicrous. and that's why he didn't end up going for him. I mean, do you stand by that? Do you think this amount of money for this 19-year-old is just ridiculous?
Let's see if he delivers, shall we?
Do you think he'll deliver?
No.
Well,
Honestly, no, I don't think he will deliver. I think, you know, what I have seen of him, he's all right, but he's not worth 36 million. It's stupid.
We were sniffing around him, though, weren't we?
Very briefly, I think it was one day at the whole transfer window, we had a rumour linking us with him, but that didn't go far.
I don't know. It's all gone mad, really, hasn't it? The whole, you know.
I mean, this window's been a very confusing one. Nothing's been clear. For once, nothing has been clear.
No.
You know? I mean, to be honest, for us, as I've said, nothing's happened. It's mainly been Man City, who've got Kevin De Bruyne, and that was, what, 54, 56 million?
Crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. We should have had a little clause in that, shouldn't we?
Oh, no, we do get money from that deal.
Oh, we do?
We get 11 million from that deal.
What from the Wolfsburg, from De Bruyne going to City?
Yeah, for 56.
Yes!
We get 11.
Quality, I like it.
So we made a bit of money without doing nothing.
Are you sure about that, Eunice? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. You know, yeah, we make 11 million from that deal, which is it's handy. And you would have thought that would have added on to the money that we were already going to spend on someone like Pogba. You know,
it makes our net spend look even better, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we've made our net spend look practically what? Like how much?
Zero, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, what is it? What is it now? I mean, let's say we don't sign no one now. Is anyone out there? Can anyone do a quick?
I mean, we bought Pedro and we bought what's his name? The new guy. I forgot his bleeding name. The new defender. So that's 21.1.
Baba
Yeah. Oh yeah, Baba Rahman. Forgot. Oh my god. Alright, so we got 3 guys. We got 21 million. How much was Baba?
20 something as well, I think. Oh, here we go. Chelsea transfers. Right.
Have you seen also Victor Moses? We're signing him up on a new deal, and then we're going to send him out on loan.
Yeah, it looks like it to West Ham.
Right. Okay. So we bought in Nathan for 4.5 million. We brought in Asmir Begovic for 8, Baba Rahman for 17.6, Pedro for 21.4, Kennedy for 6.3. So who's got the calculator?
You forget that Nathan, didn't you? You know,
it's almost like he doesn't exist.
We sold Gaal Kakulis for 5.2.
Hang on, is anyone doing this calculation?
I've got the. I'm trying to.
The blue liners has just said 17.6.
Okay.
That's good, isn't it? Eh?
I mean, yeah.
We sold Josh McEachran for 750k. I think he was supposed to be the next big thing. Wow. Felipe Luis for 11.1 and Romeo for 5 mil. What? Right. Romeo.
What about Czech?
Czech was 10. Oh yeah, that's there.
I thought it was 10.8 or so. Wasn't it 10.9 or so?
Yeah, no, it was 10.9. I think it was. They didn't want to go full 11 because it's Arsenal. You know. But I mean, how much profit does that mean or how much loss?
Profit. We've made a 12 million profit. TalkSport say.
12 million. So, I mean, to be fair,
most
clubs will be happy.
We said about the stadium, yeah. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair,
on the chin, eh?
with what we've done this window, I mean, you've just listed it all. Clubs will probably beg to have that as their summer window.
But it was the in-out policy, wasn't it? It was the in and out. And it's just it's doing my nutting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great having an in-out policy, but if you're not bringing in players, you know, to have that strength and depth, which we needed, or you know, to change those positions, which we needed, then what's the point? Really, what is the point? And I just feel like Pogba would have been the missing piece in the jigsaw puzzle. Stones, that's been going on for ages. You know, technically, we were saying yesterday, a deal was actually already in place. And I think what annoys me, okay, technically, apparently they're thinking of taking us to court or something, or to the sports, whatever it is, the sports court for our pursuit of Stones. All we have to say is sorry. You still asked £12 million. That's literally is. They still owe us £12 million. And the way that Martinez was openly talking about, I hope Lukaku comes back. I think Lukaku will be really good for us. Oh, Lukaku's great. Yeah, Lukaku will be coming. He's really doing really well for us. Then, he goes, this isn't. I don't like the way he's talking about John Stones. I don't like how this is happening. I don't like that. The guy is being slated by his own fans. But let's face it, players do get slated by their own fans if there's something like that happens. I can't say that we haven't done it because we have in the past. And they're holding. I mean, if you're a like I was saying, I'm going to bring back the analogy. He's working at Tesco's. He wants to come and work for Waitrose. But he wants. It's just winding me up.
It is. To be fair, it is a big issue. It is a big issue. But one thing I want to report, because this has just come out. Literally, by the way, the window in Spain, France, and Italy is now shut. It's closed.
Dan, are you there?
Yeah.
You are. You're awesome. Awesome. Okay.
You guys have been ignoring me today. I'm just like sitting there waiting for something.
Because nobody likes you, Dan.
Don't worry. No, you're next. I promise.
Yeah, I better be.
Here's Guillem Balaguer that everyone has come to know and love. I said that the De Gea deal is pretty much done, but both clubs are rushing to do the paperwork. It might not actually be done in time. Extension has never ever been granted in Spain. How would that be if the whole thing just backfired and couldn't be done in time, and De Gea has to stick around United?
I think the troll face would be in order. Louis van Gaal is like, I wanted him to stay at Manchester United, and he's going to be there, and he'd be sitting there with a troll face, and De Gea would just be sitting on the bench going, I want to play.
I bet United fans just want Van Gaal out on loan, don't they? Just
apparently, there was a comment from a Manchester United fan a few days ago saying, when Van Gaal comes into clubs, he does have had tendencies, completely destroy it, and the next person who comes in, or the person after that, they take ages trying to rebuild it. I don't know enough about him in his past. I mean, but he didn't destroy Ajax, did he? I think Barcelona, he did pretty well there. I think his tactics started to become too abrasive at Bayern Munich, and now at Man United. I think he's a good international manager, but I don't think all year round he's a good club manager anymore. I think his tactics are too abrasive. Either that, or just football players are all, girls now. Well, no, not in a sexist way, but they're all wussies and all that sort of stuff, and they're just like, oh, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. I didn't mean any sexism there. That I should have picked a better word, but no offense to any girls that are watching. I'm very sorry.
Oh, for God's sake.
Go on, Dan. Dan, go.
Okay, basically, can I go back to the Marshall deal?
No.
I think actually, it'll be interesting to see. I think losing De Gea is obviously a massive loss for United. They've obviously been trying to get something. I think United were kind of adamant that they didn't want to sell him, but I think in the back of their heads they're thinking, can we get Bale on the other end, which is always going to be very difficult. I don't think Madrid as a club, and we've seen with Tottenham over the pursuit of Bale, Tottenham wanted a player in return, and that was never going to happen. So Madrid are very hard to negotiate with. When they want a player, they're going to get them, and you're not getting anything in return. I even think Navas may be a decent keeper, but he isn't at the level of like a De Gea, at least in my opinion. I don't think he's an awful keeper. He obviously improves on who's their keeper at the moment? Romeo?
Romero.
Romero, that's the one. He obviously improves on him, but I don't think it's a massive improvement for them. Marshall, I think, if Marshall had been signed, for instance, like say mid-July or whatever, I know the price tag or whatever, but I thought actually that could have been a good signing. The problem is with the late kind of panic buy, and United need reinforcements up front. It's not going to. I think Marshall's going to be a player that's could be potentially a brilliant signing in years to come, but he's not going to win them the title, and I think that's the problem. I think if United had maybe bought a Müller or bought a more experienced striker that was more clinical, that could win them the league, and bought Marshall, say, on the side, I think it would have looked quite good. But probably to United fans, it's not the perfect signing. But I think actually in years to come, he can turn out to be a brilliant player for them.
I mean, the whole thing surrounding Van Gaal. I mean, I don't know. Did you guys see his press conference after the game against Swansea? And he practically stormed out. You know, the journalist kept talking to him about transfers, and he just got up and went, "All your talk about is transfers. We played the match today," and he just left. Say again.
All you talk about is transfers. Mike Smalling is a very good.
I mean, I don't know. There's even United fans thinking that he's not all that. And Di Maria, okay, good old Di Maria, who's now at PSG, has actually spoke about what has happened between him and Van Gaal. And he had this to say. This came out tonight, just about half hour ago. He said Van Gaal has his philosophy, and one of the things that made me want to leave is that it's difficult to adapt to Van Gaal. I had a couple of rows with him. I started well, and after that I got injured. Things didn't go for me, and Van Gaal changed my position. I spoke with Laurent Blanc, and his thinking was that I'd play in a similar position to where I was at Real Madrid. I mean, do you think Van Gaal is just, he just doesn't understand his place? I mean, do you think he'll go the distance?
I don't understand him full stop. I find him very uncomfortable. I find it very uncomfortable to listen to him.
Very, very uncomfortable.
Do you see his the Player of the Year thing for them?
Yeah.
And he went on that ramble, didn't he? And I was thinking, oh mate, there's got to be a point. Oh please.
I think he was drunk.
Oh, it was terrible, though, wasn't it? But whenever you see him when he's interviewed, he always looks like he's got the ump, or he's like he hasn't understood. What do you mean? It's like it's just
He's not called Vladimir from Russia, is he?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I just don't. Listen, it's obviously he's got he's got credentials, isn't he? So he's not rubbish, is he? But no. I just think the way he comes across. It's just maybe it's that Dutch thing though, But
I think as well he's had a tough job at United. In truth, I think he came, and I think people will look at the money he spent. I think if Van Gaal, a lot came down back to like a pre-season. His first pre-season, he came off the managing Holland at the World Cup. He came back late and didn't have time to really prepare his signings or whatever. And of course, there was a late rush and a late scramble for Di Maria. Di Maria doesn't work out. Falcao doesn't work out. His signings haven't. A lot of them haven't worked out. He used Fellaini. It took him about till March last year to get a team that actually played a cohesive football and played the style that United won. I don't know. I think United are good enough to be in the top four. I think actually, and I don't mean to dig in about Pedro, but I was sitting there watching a game yesterday, and I thought Rooney looks so isolated at the moment. If you could put Pedro in a false 9 position and take back Rooney and put him in his favourite number 10 position, and I thought that could have worked quite well. But they messed up on the Pedro deal. Marshall, as I said, could be a good signing, but he isn't going to score them 30 goals this season. He's not going to be that clinical striker. So it's weird. I mean, it'd be interesting to see how Van Gaal does this season. I don't think they're going to win the league because I don't think he's made the good enough improvements to do so unless he does something in the next, well, it's not even 24 hours, if he does something before 6 p.m. But it'd be interesting to see. I don't think it's a complete mess. I think Van Gaal's clearly a good got manager. He got them working at the end of last season. He went on a brilliant run. Beat City, beat Liverpool, and got them to play some nice football at a time, and we kind of stopped their run when we beat them 1-0. So, it'd be interesting to see what he does. But yesterday, when you look at players like Memphis, who have barely done anything this season in the league, it's weird with United. I think alongside Chelsea, you have to admit United and Van Gaal are a club with under the most scrutiny from the media, and that's the truth, and that's the tough job that Van Gaal faces. But I think he needs to win the league within 3 years, so he's got one more season after this.
Can I just say something here? Yeah, someone put up there about the new stadium design and everything. If you go on the Daily Mail are running they've got pictures of it and everything. It's just amazing. Go and have a look at it. Yeah. It's under the headline. Well, basically, Chelsea fans get first look at new home as club unveil model of Stamford Bridge. If you put that in, and then obviously it's a Daily Mail Online Sport. Wow, it looks. I tell you, it looks incredible. It looks incredible.
Yeah, it looks really nice. So what are they doing this week at Stamford Bridge? What?
Well, I'm going to go down there Wednesday. If you want to join us,
yeah,
you want to meet us there, yeah.
What do you? Is there info on the website about it?
What do you mean? I think it's on. I think it starts tomorrow. If it's a 3-day one again, like last time.
It's first, second, and third, mate. First, second, and third. Do
you just go up to the stadium then?
Yeah, I got.
Last time it was on the East Stand. I think it's in the East Stand again. But basically, it's all the models and everything of it. It looks amazing. I'm telling you. This is what I'm saying. Yeah, let's bring the euphoria up. Yeah, this is what's happening over the next 5 years. You know, it's just.
Oh, it is. Got it.
It's the Mail Online. And someone actually said it on the comments there. I'm sorry if I didn't get your name, guy. If you put it up again, I'll say it. But the new ground, which costs half a billion to complete, will be paid by owner on the ground. Blah blah blah. It says 60,000. Here's some encouragement for Chelsea fans reeling from their side's dismal start to the season. A first glimpse of the proposed new stadium. This model of the planned 60,000 capacity ground is on display at Stamford Bridge from today. Okay. It is the dramatic centrepiece of a second consultation with local residents and fans as owner Roman Abramovich pushes ahead with his ambitious vision for a £500 million stadium financed by him as a separate entity away from Chelsea F.C. business. Chelsea would need to move to a temporary home, most likely Wembley, for 3 seasons while Stamford Bridge is rebuilt. The Barclays League Premier League champions hope to start work towards a 60,000-seat Stamford Bridge within 9 months and submitted details to the local council earlier this month. You see, this is what I'm saying, right? This is why the transfer window is what it is, yeah? You know, we're talking £500 million, yeah? Come on, you know.
I just want to address. There are gooners. Right, I'm going to go on a rant like we did last night. There are gooners saying, you know.
Oh, come on, no, Louis. Let's stop this before. No, Louis, I'm going to stop this before. No, because listen, yeah, we're not turning this into a channel where every night we start arguing with irrelevant gooners that don't matter.
No,
this is a Chelsea channel. We don't need to argue with gooners.
I know. But all I have to say is, no, they're saying that, you know, Chelsea Stadium shit. Clearly, Arsenal Stadium isn't that great because, you know, Brazil like to use Barnet Stadium, you know, when they come over here. So Barnet obviously have a better stadium.
Listen,
than Arsenal.
Let's just say one thing here, right? Stamford Bridge will be better than the Emirates. That is a fact, yeah? It's a fact, yeah? And by the way, Tottenham's will be better than the Emirates too. If you've seen that, it looks quite spectacular as well. But ours is going to look like no other stadium out there, you know what I mean? But you are right, Dan. We shouldn't turn this into a. Listen, there's some nice Arsenal guys that come on here, and you know, and they're not, you know, and everything else. But I can't stand all the negativity. You know, I mean, I don't mind a bit of banter and a bit of this, that, and the other.
No,
but
I agree. But there's some.
I'm going to turn it into like, you know, a little.
But there are like we were saying yesterday. You know, it is bang out. Some of them are just, you know, all they come here to do is troll, and you know, it's not on. It's not on.
Well, someone comes on at the start of everyone, doesn't he? It's called Red Boy TV and all that. I mean, what's the point?
Yeah. Where's Eunice,
mate?
Eunice acts. I've got a.
So we can say what we like.
He had some technical difficulties. This is what happens when Eunice is not here. This goes totally off the rails, and we start confronting the viewers and having them out. Now, Eunice, apparently his computer restarted for some reason, but he'll be on in a couple of minutes. Apparently.
Okay.
So he'll be back.
Well, I'll carry on reading that then. From May
and order will be restored.
Right, listen to this. Right, from May 2016, Chelsea will begin work on the slats that will give direct access to Fulham Broadway Station across the neighbouring railway lines. 12 months on, the team would move out and the main period of demolition and subsequent construction would begin. That stage could take as long as a year alone, with around 100 heavy goods vehicles coming in and out of the site each day. Both hotels attached to the stadium will be demolished. along with the Chelsea Village flats, which will be relocated elsewhere. The club would be expected to return home after 3 years away, potentially kicking off the 2020 to 21 season in the ground that they originally moved into 115 years before that date. There you go. It's quite incredible. The Mail Online, they've got sneaky little like a preview, and obviously what it's going to look like outside as well. Yeah. The Cathedral of Football. There you go.
Apparently the David De Gea deal is off.
All right.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
Who cares?
Oh dear.